I don't even know how to start this. Changing pace. I'm gonna try some new shit for a while. As none of my gym content seems to be blowing up. Apparently, nobody wants to hear what you have to say when your belly jiggles. So I'm gonna go to another little niche that I know I'm moderately certified to talk about. Veterans, military service, whatever you want to call it. That's where I'm going right now. So a little bit about me. Marine Corps vet, 4 years. I was heavy when I went in, heavy when I was there, heavy when I got out. I was a fat body. I'm not proud of that fact. It still hurts my heart to even have to say it out loud. Is that a snake? Was a snake. Dead snake in the road. I was hoping for a live one. Anyways. I feel like full clarity and upfrontedness kind of helps quantify the experience, if that makes sense. I was a heavy Marine. I was overweight by Marine Corps standards. At my heaviest while I was in, I was sitting pretty at about 230, and I'm 6 foot tall. And at the time, the Marine Corps wanted the heaviest you could be was like 185 at 6 foot, and I was 230, so quite a bit off the mark. Now the standards have updated a little bit, and it's like, excuse me, it's like 205, but like if you have a first class CFT, combat fitness test, or PFT, personal fitness test, you know, you can get a little leeway. I always had a first class CFT. Like, my longtime NCO, like literally he was my NCO from the day I hit the fleet right up until he deployed and I had to stay behind. So 3 years, he was my longest standing NCO. He used to call me Ox. I can't run very fast, but even when I'm loaded down with weight, I run at the same speed than if I didn't. So CFT, you know, hauling ammo cans, your buddy carry, your low crawl, that shit, that was easy to me. So I always got a first class CFT. I also always shot first class on rifle range. I qualified, what was it, 5 times in a 4-year career, every single time high shooting expert. And I was off Carlos Hathcock's record of 248 by like 3 points at my best year. I was at 245, my best fucking year. And that was my 4th year of service. My second to last qualification, my last qualification with my firing battery. But anyways, I was attached to 111, which is an artillery unit in Camp Pendleton. I was motor T. I was a truck driver. I was very good at my job. I was good enough at my job that even though I was a terminal lance, because I was fat and I was a smart ass, I got NCO level respect from my motor T chief, my NCOs, most of my boots, other sections. Like in my firing battery, I was treated like an NCO because 1, I knew my job very well. 2, I knew other people's jobs very well. 3, I had the seniority. And 4, I held a E4/E5 billet or job title as an E3, Lance Corporal. And not only did I hold it, I excelled at it. If y'all want to check out my TikTok, I talk about it a little bit. I can't go into details because like some of that shit's SOP and I really don't want the Marine Corps yelling at me. Hey, it rhymed. But I talk about a little bit about how like I was able to flex on people that have been doing that job for longer simply because my data comprehension and procedure absorption rate, because of my ADHD and my autism, is like ridiculous. So like I blended into the military in that aspect great. Mentally, I was fit as fuck to be a Marine. It was just this big old bastard that was in the way. Anyways, did my full 4 years, never got to deploy. I was also in during a time when deployments had been ramped way down and we weren't doing any new active combat deployments at the time. Not making an excuse. That, and if you don't know, it's not what you show in TV and movies where if you're in the military, congratulations, you're guaranteed a deployment. Like, they only take the best of the best of the best. Like, think of it like, think of it kind of like chess. Right before a deployment, the chain of command will shuffle people around to cherry pick the absolute cream of the crop people to go on said deployment. Now, that being said, I was slated to go on a deployment. I was in the slot, ready to roll. I was doing all the shit. I had a power of attorney signed. I was signing all my waivers. I was getting the immunizations. I was supposed to get sprayed, stun gunned, all that shit, certified for deployment. The last possible day, the new motor T chief, who did not like me because I called him out on his crap more than once, said, nah, fuck this kid. He's too heavy, he's a terminal lance, and I don't feel like he'd be a good fit for the deployment. But then they turned around and they needed my help to pass the inspection to go on said deployment. And I still feel salty about that, if you can't tell. But so like, I give a different perspective than what most people that talk about their military service are gonna give. They give the, oh, I was a hard charging war hero. I did this, I did that. Nah, motherfucker, I was a shitbag. I'm proud of being a shitbag, honestly. I had way more fun as a shitbag than anybody that was a war hero or a fucking hard charger says they did. I got more shit done with less bullshit than almost anybody else in my unit. And like, my motor T chief knew that shit. My staff sergeant, he knew that shit. So when he wanted something done fast, right, and properly, he'd send me to do it and I'd get it done in a third of the time. Because I'd show up and I would flex E3 Mafia. Your freaking Lance Cooley Underground. Which, you don't know, every branch of service has a mafia. Air quotes, mafia. It's not like a, fucking Italian level mafia. It's like just dudes that get shit done on the down low to hook up for the homie hookup. And I was a part of that. I was like one of the motor T hubs for that shit, because I could get shit done. I had homie hookups. I knew people. I talked to people. I was personable. And so anytime my staff sergeant needed shit done quick, I'd go do it. I'd go to supply, hit up my homeboy, who was also a fat body, who was a terminal fucking PFC, and be like, hey man, I need this, this, and this, like yesterday. And be like, all right, bet. And he'd load it up on the truck, skipping all the bullshit. Same with going to comm, S3, freaking chow hall. Anywhere I went, I had the shitbag hookup, and I would get shit done expeditiously. And the trade-off was, when we got shit done, I got to go home. My staff sergeant knew what was up. He knew if I got, like, my motivation to get shit done would be to go home. So, like, when I get shit done, he'd send us home. And it wasn't just me. Like, I got like, in-depth stories. But, like, I'm only going to share them on here if I start getting some love on here. Because, like, I've shared all this shit on TikTok. But, like, the time constraints on TikTok, I feel like, aren't enough to get into the hilarity and the human element of some of these stories and like how shit rolls. I'm not gonna be telling no war stories, no I saved a man's life, no I was the hard charging motherfucker, because I wasn't. I'm gonna give you real stories. I'm gonna give you, funny stories about us getting stuck at the demo lot, us getting almost arrested at the ammo supply point. I'm gonna tell stories about getting pulled over and knowing the dude that pulled us over. I'm gonna tell stories about my shitbag NCOs that I hated doing dumb shit and trying to pin me with it, but I knew how to defend my fucking stance on shit. I'll tell stories of freaking negligence on my NCO's part that led to lifetime crippling pain that I now deal with for the rest of my life. I want to give an unapologetic, real take on what serving can actually look like that isn't you doing the cool shit, jumping out of planes, fucking hard charging, war machine type shit. And it's gonna hurt because there's a lot of painful memories for me. It's gonna hurt because some people are gonna feel that because I spent the majority of my career heavy, that it discredits everything I did. A lot of people are gonna try and discredit what I say I did and what I've done because I was a terminal lance, because I didn't deploy, because I didn't take a life, because I didn't save nobody. But I did do some cool shit. I've seen some shit not many people have seen. I found some shit that people would never believe I found. I've seen Marine Corps history unfold. I was there for a lot of turning points for the Marine Corps. I was there for a lot of turning points for the DOD. I've met people that were hard charging hard asses that actually gave me a lot of respect because they realized I was just a victim of the times. And they told me as such. I accomplished more as just rubbing elbows and a personable person than some people ever accomplish trying to be a hard charger. And I know that sounds weird, but again, if I start getting some love on this channel, I'll start sharing it. I don't want to put myself out there and not see people sharing the love on this. That being said, thank a vet. He's gonna act weird. Veterans always act weird. He or she, they're always gonna act weird. We don't like being thanked. Most of us, narcissistic ones do. Think of somebody who's been deployed. Think of somebody who's on an active MEU boat trip deployment overseas, sitting in the Strait of Hormuz or whatever. Reach out to a service member, past, present. Fuck the future. They don't get to complain yet. Spread the love.